It's your pal, Snippy. Or as one fella said at the Litecoin convention, Snipperachi. Like Liberace. Liberace, Snipperachi. So yeah, I'll do another one on the crypto market. I got some political things I think I'll save for tomorrow morning. But crypto market hit 230 billion. It's currently around 226, 227. And again, I said, okay, well, last night it started at 8 o'clock Eastern when this little rally pumped off. And then, well, it's been 24 hours now. Exactly, it's 8 o'clock over here. Watching Ace Ventura Pet Detective. First one, I think. I think it's the first one. And $30 billion in a day. Now, we've seen this before, but it's been quite a long time since we've seen these kind of moves in a day, 24-hour period. Much less a $10 billion jump in like an hour. And then it kept going basically. So this is some good news. I got my QAnon page up. I was reading a little something. I think I could save for tomorrow. But yeah, it's right now. It's like just under 227. All I'm saying is, man, I hope this continues. It's going to be amazing if this does, because I think back at February, what was it, 28th or something? It was like around the first time I, got with Pete and met Michelle White Dove. Hey, I'm going to go help her, and all that stuff happened. And hey, she's going to come on my, Realist News show. Remember, she came on live that first time, and like it was the end of the next month, I think. And did some call-in readings, I think was the first time. And then the second time, I don't think we did readings. But anyways, it was just the start of all that. And she'd send then because she had a blog post, and it was the same thing everyone asked. When do you think this is going to really start kicking off again? And she said, not till the end of the year, basically fall time frame. And she's never changed, never wavered. She's never, changed that. It's always been the same time frame. So it's interesting. We're getting towards the end of the month here. It's the 21st September. Not quite October, but even so, I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't enter October, a little bit of a sell-off again, we're back down again, but then, what we want to see is a huge rally. So we have her feeling like that same time frame, we would see this stuff recover and take off again. We've got Sharon Michelle, also who recently did a couple videos, I think it was maybe for patrons only, but they talked about, or she talked about, October. I feel it's going to be a good month. It's going, it's going to be exactly what we said it was. It's going to, October, November, December. And then we add to the mix now Desiree, because she's new, psychically or whatever. I like to say J Snip 4's Psychic Friends Network. I'll start a new call-in TV show, call-in show. And I'm kidding, but anyway, so not her too. She felt like with her, because she was getting, it was earlier, fairly recently. I was over in New York. I stopped by, visited her. She read me, did that whole thing. I got her, put her on the map, with all my people. Like, hey, Joe, because everyone's in line for all these other people, Sharon and Michelle White Dove, and they're like, I've had a few people like, man, I've been in line for a long time, and I'm still waiting, and I really want to do one of the, get one of these readings, and can you hook me up with Desiree's contact info? And yeah, no problem, and I gave it to him. But bottom line is, even early on, she was saying, because she said, I had a conversation with my aunt, who her aunt is also psychic. She says, I've never spoken with her though, but she also said, like, Desiree, I want to figure this out. We got to get in, and I feel like time is of the essence. This is when we had the last sell-off. We were down to like 190 billion, 189 billion, something like that, which was fairly recently. And she was like, we got to get in. And Desiree was like, oh, well, I'm doing some things, and the conversation about October came up, and she goes, they both actually felt like it. No, it's too late. That's too late. Like, if we wait to get in sometime in October, it's going to be too late. We got to do this now. So, just having said that, not that I'm going to really use this as an example, but it does come to mind. You're at 100. Let's just round off 190 billion when they're having this conversation basically. So 190, 200, 210, 220, right? It hit 230 today. That's $40 billion higher. Um, so which is about what 20% higher when she said it'll be too late if we wait till October. Literally, like that alone in and of itself. I mean, you just missed a 20% rise. That's pretty big. Yeah, we need to get in now. I don't want to miss that. But that ain't what we're talking about. We're talking about big, big, big rises, scary rises. So I'm curious and interested. Of course, her thing with Redcoin. She's really felt recently like this thing's going to move big, but we don't know if it's big like this month or is it going to, I say unfortunately because it's going to make us wait a little longer, but unfortunately is it October for Redcoin. But if it's October, I don't think it matters anyways because that's allegedly right. The whole market's going to rise, so who cares? Good, great. They'll all be pumping, and there goes Redcoin too, like epically maybe. I don't know. She seems to feel like it's going to happen, but whatever. It is what it is. So just another update. It's been a long time since I've come out numerous times in a day. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is, again, it's a little bit exciting. Of course, it'll be a whole lot more exciting when we're like over 300 billion market cap, and then we're staring at 400 billion, and then we're over 400 billion. Then it's like, everyone's gonna be pumped. We get back to those levels, and I'm telling you, it could happen quick. But we get back to those levels, that's probably when the announcement's going to come, and I'm going to have to get with all the Psychic Friends Network to ask them all which day time frame is good for you guys on the cruise. I've said this before. When I make this happen, I've got to consult them, and if everybody on agreement this month or whatever, this week of this month is good, yep, okay. Then I figure out which cruise lines are available. I'm telling you now, it's probably going to be out of Florida, whether it'll be Tampa or Fort Lauderdale remains to be seen. Just depends on what's available in ships, and that sort of thing. What I probably will do is at the time I'm ready to announce it, like say, okay, I need an absolute head count. You, your wife, your husband, whatever, family, kids. I need an absolute, like, Joe, I'm positive I'm going, not maybe, this is absolutely positive. If I tell you, like, okay, in the month of February, second week, whatever, that's what we're shooting for. If you're available in the second week, are you absolutely coming or not? And if so, give me a count. And I would just go read the comments, basically, or whatever, in YouTube, or hell, maybe I'll put up a little page on the website to do like a poll, to just maybe I could do that on my own website, my Cryptos Class website. Put up a poll page, and I just ask everybody that kind of a thing. You got to understand though, because Goonies is on. Treasure hunt, man. What the? Goonies. It's in the beginning where he's in the jail. Flips their thing around and he hits the cop. He breaks free. Mama Fratelli's outside waiting. Mama, you always loved him better than me, didn't you? That's right. Bam. Love Goonies. Treasure hunt, man. See? Treasure hunt. Pete was supposed to get his reading today. Got rescheduled again. Happens a lot. We're used to it. It's okay. We're just counting the days and time. Well, come on, fingers crossed, man. We want that reading so bad. It's exciting. But anyways, I'd probably do a poll and then get the count. There's going to be people who's, Joe, I'm not available. Can you change it? Guys, I love you all, but when I make the announcement of what works best, it's either do it or, this is the time frame. It's going to be a pain in and of itself to make sure Sharon, Michelle, and Jared can get off. Desiree's got the right time to get off. Michelle White, definitely have the right time to get off, and just like make this all work. And I feel like we'll be able to. It'll be no problem. But anyways, we get back to like the 400 billion market cap. Like I said, that's probably around the time I'll say, guys, I think we need to get ready to take a little bit of profit potentially to pay for this cruise. Of course, it depends on which coins are really doing well. Maybe some are pumping so good that you're massively in the profit, even though the whole market's 400 billion, and we're still like, okay, can we get back to the 800? Remember the old 800 billion days? We might find out that 400 is child's play, and it's past 500, 600 again. And then I say, okay, now I'll go ahead and make the announcement. I don't know. We're going to have to see how this goes. But I do believe it's going to happen. I feel like it's positively like, yeah, it's going to go down, as in it's going to happen. I watch the crypto markets pretty much daily. And to see this kind of activity out of nowhere reminds me of what I said up to you guys about May of last year. And I said, look at all the money that just flooded in here. Who did that? It wasn't just in like Bitcoin. It hit the whole entire crypto market, basically. You could go to page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, which is 400 different coins. Each page is 100. I did it one time. Remember, I think I showed you guys. I'm like, how in the hell? I mean, you ever heard of this coin? You ever heard of that coin? Oh, look, there's hardly any volume. Like, these are shit coins, basically. So many of them. Yet, someone put a bunch of money into there, right? And I believe someone has taken some money out over this year. And I also now believe that somebody is deciding it's time to go back into it. Now, I believe the CBOE ETF hath been postponed again. And I'm looking at something that Michelle Whitedove wrote recently, basically stating that this is what's going to be expected one more time, basically. So, and I thought, originally I was like, well, wasn't this their last time? But someone was like, no, Joe, they actually could do it one more time, extend it one more time. The approval for the ETF. And I'm like, okay, right, makes sense, whatever. Not that it matters. See, here's the thing. It hit $30 billion higher in 24 hours, which is why I'm doing this video, to talk to you guys about it. Was that contingent on the CBOE news? Matter of fact, that should have made the thing crash, right? I mean, it should have gone down. What happened? It went up. So it doesn't matter. Good news, bad news, it doesn't matter. We always try to find a reason when the Goldman Sachs said it's because the ETF. This was, and I'm like, no. Go back to May of 2017. Money flooded in out of nowhere. Whose money was that? How'd that happen? And now we just had this huge rise again across the freaking board. Just to give you an idea, to show you that Snippy ain't pulling your leg here. Look at all of the coins. They all look very similar. The rise looks extremely similar. Everything's practically up. Now, what was that up 87? Monocoin. You're skimming down, and you're like, oh, what was that? Kin. Look at Kin taking off. That's page 1. Next one. It's the same story. Double-digit gain, single-digit gain, same thing. A few of them are down. That's typical. Next page. Now we're on up to 300. Same thing. There's a 34% gain. There was another one up there. There's 34. There's a 44. There's, single-digit, double-digit. Same story. Page 4. Again, you start getting down this low into the pages, or high in the pages, I should say. I mean, what is this? The e-dinar. What is this, the Iraqi dinar nonsense currency? Of course, only $92,000 in volume. Extra bytes. $11,000 in volume. Of course, that one's down. Hasn't really gone anywhere. But again, you look at some of these. Let's just look at the green ones. And you'll see there's not a lot of volume as you get further and further down. I mean, this one got $1,000. Blue whale token, what is this? Yet, boom, it pumped. Same thing. So, point is, there's money coming into this. Nobody knows whose it is, when it's going to hit, the TA charge, the psychic stuff. Nobody knows on day, which it was yesterday, 9/20, so the 20th of September, all of a sudden, we're going to see this huge rally. But if you listen to some of the things I've said recently about Desiree, she did talk about the 2021st, 22nd time frame. So what I'm fingers crossing on, and this is huge, but this is ridiculous. And I don't mind saying it's ridiculous because it really is. Red coin potentially hitting $1 or more. It's a third of a penny. Well, I think it is still. Let me go back, see where it's actually at, because that's where it was, I think, yesterday, the day before, just to make sure I'm not talking out of my rear end. Yeah, 3.5. 3.3 would be a third. It's 3.5. Again, it's close enough to still call it a third. And I'm just thinking, that's to go to $1 is a 300 times move. Let me make sure my math is right. 0.3 0035. Well, it was 33 when I talked about it. Times 399 cents. It's a $300 move. 300 times, not percent, 300 times. 300% would only be 3 times. We're talking 300 times. That's like a 30,000%. Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and say that I believe it's for sure. But I do pay attention when these people talk, and if I have red coin, which I do, would it hurt to get ready for that trade, just in case? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I'll end this video. See where it's at tomorrow. As you can see, I'm at a little secret location. Wonder if any of you guys recognize this behind me and say, "Oh, I know where that is, Joe." Be curious. Anyways, take care.